Wednesday.
What are you planning on doing with these pictures?
Secrets this juicy can't be kept for long.
Actually, what do you want, Gary?
You.
Tyler Perry's Sistas, all new next Wednesday at 9. Watch it live on BET.
All right, Sisters fans. Now, we got the trailer for next week, not the full 30-second promo. Maybe it'll drop later today. Who knows? Look, I went to bed early right after my live stream last night, and I woke up early this morning, so I want to knock these videos out quick, fast, and in a hurry. Mainly because the episode, while good, it didn't give me a lot of talking points, so I only have about a dozen or so to get done. Now, this is for Taste of Freedom, Season 7, Episode 17. And of course, once the 30-second promo drops, if there are any notable, scenes or lines of dialogue that weren't in the end credit promo or this teaser promo, I'll do a follow-up video. Okay, the synopsis. Gary has reached his limit with Andy, so he charges her up with a deadly ultimatum. Either she'll marry him or Jordan will pay the price. Fatima's intuition about Hayden and Marie Willis is confirmed when she sees them together. All right, so we'll talk about the second part first because it only takes like one little moment of the actual trailer. And that's when it looks like, Fatima's grabbing Andy like, hey, look at this. She's been here for 20 minutes. And she points out the fact that Marie is off in the distance over there with Hayden. They're just, laughing and giggling and stuff, which is a major contrast to the mood that Marie had towards both Hayden and Andy yesterday after that first meeting in court didn't go so well in her favor. So Fatima probably, instantly figures out, okay, Hayden did some slimy stuff, maybe he figured something out, even though he said we're supposed to work together, or they're knocking boots. And maybe Andy is in denial about, hey, come on, no. And Fatima's like, Andy, come on, I know now. So maybe that's what's going to happen there. Now, in terms of other story beats, we have the bank scene where you have Maurice talking to Sabrina. Sabrina's asking how things are going with Grayson. And, Maurice says, oh, we're barely hanging on, which is, I don't know, whatever. But we switch over to another scene, I guess, later that same night. Maurice and Chris, the bartender at the club, he points out, hey, look over there. So I guess they're looking off in the distance. And based on Maurice's response, I'm assuming that Grayson could be there with another man. That's probably what's going on there. And then another bank scene, we have Sabrina and, she's working and she's talking with Rich. Maybe we should put things on hold. Put what on hold? And it's like, Rich, I feel like at this point, just give it up, bro. Just come on. You're better off focusing on another woman who wants to be, childless like you and, go about your business. Because like Sabrina said, this baby's coming whether you want to or not. But he is I feel like, she's going to put things on hold. And as I predicted already, as so many of you have as well, Sabrina, towards the end of the season, she's probably going to go to the hospital for like a checkup and whatnot. And, okay, well, I've done the shots and all this stuff. I've dealt with the hormonal imbalance. So when are we ready for the procedure? Miss Hollins, we don't really know how to tell you this, but it seems you're already pregnant. And then she's going to be pregnant by Rich. And then that'll lead to a whole, storyline in season 8, I bet. Now we have Karen, who finds herself in an interesting position with Trey because during work hours, Trey seems to be at the salon talking with Pam. It's like, oh, you want to know more about me? I wouldn't mind doing a little deep dive. So I guess later that night, maybe when she's closing shop or in another part of town, she is coming around the corner but hides behind a bush because she notices Trey hugged up with another girl. So now it's going to be an interesting situation of, okay, so thankfully it seems that Karen was smart enough to get pictures or video or whatever, because good and well, based on her reaction to Pam saying she wanted to ask out Trey, and the fact that, things seem to be going well between the two, Pam would immediately, and I will admit, it would be well within her rights to assume that Karen would just be hating, not Hayden, even though those two words are interchangeable in this show. It's one of those things where, will she be so blind that she'll refuse to even look at the evidence, or will Karen just decide, I'm not even going to show her, because she'll tell Pam. Pam's going to go off because she doesn't believe her, believing she's hating. And without showing her the photos, it's like, you know what? Fine, Pam, fine. And then Pam will just find out the hard way. But I do feel like it's a situation where, the truth will come out at some point. Now, leading up from that, we have, I want to skip the Andy and Gary stuff since that's towards the end, but, oh, actually, that's the only things left to talk about. Okay. Now, looking at everything we have here, oh yeah, there is a brief scene where Tony's being lovey-dovey with Danny at the airport, but there's no dialogue, so I guess their night together went well. All right, so everything Jordan related. It looks like he's coming to, and then I guess it's the next morning, Andy's over there. Oh, I think I drank a little too much last night. You think? And from there, we have Ethan over at Gary's office. So what are you planning to do with these pictures? And then he's just cackling like a witch. So I guess that because the biggest question is, okay, Ethan spiked Jordan's drink, and it's like, okay, well, he's going to scoop him up and keep him hostage, and then Gary is going to do the whole proposal thing where it's like, you marry me or Jordan's going to pay. But it seems that, well, the reason Ethan didn't, kidnap or whatever Jordan was because while he was, drugged, he probably got a crap ton of various photos that are going to be very damaging to his campaign if they were, to get out. So I don't know what the heck Ethan did, if he was knocked out with photos of, taking photos with him next to alcohol or drugs or things like that. I don't know what kind of positions he may have been in, but regardless, these photos are so damaging that it seems Gary's going to approach Andy because of this. But to be completely honest, because, it's one thing for Andy to be like, I got to marry Gary in order to prevent Jordan from, being killed. But would she really marry Gary if it meant saving Jordan's reputation? I mean, there are just so many reasons why that doesn't make sense, because it felt more intense, because I looked at all the episode synopsis from episodes 18 to 20, but it doesn't seem like Jordan's life is in the balance anymore. It just seems like his political reputation and career is on the line, which I feel like is flimsy grounds for, I'll marry Gary so I can't testify against him to save Jordan's career, versus I'm not doing a dang thing. I'll remain, detached from Gary so I can testify and put him away for good, especially for the sake of Penelope. So I don't know. This plan honestly doesn't really make sense, especially because we don't know when these photos are going to come out, due to the fact that it's like, okay, well, Jordan's obviously going to put two and two together that those photos, like, look, I never did this stuff. The only time I remember being out of commission was when I got drunk last night. So that leads to the question of, why the heck would Ethan even go back? So Jordan's like, what time did you leave last night? Around 9. Okay. And then that leads to the final scene where Andy's in the parking garage, and it looks like she dropped something near a car. She bends over to pick it up, and then Gary just comes out of nowhere. Gary, what do you want, Gary? You. And that's the end of the episode trailer. So that's pretty much it. Taste of Freedom. Yep. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you excited for the next episode? The promo does look enticing. Hopefully the 30-second trailer is also, even better than this. But like and subscribe. Thanks for everybody that supported during the live stream last night. And I'll catch you all in the next video.